I got a message from one of you guys saying, hey man, I got my cornrows done about 6 days ago and I'm starting to realize that they are starting to open up and look frizzy, with a couple of strands of my hair just sticking up. Any tips on how to get rid of these problems? Thanks. What's up y'all, iAmEmman and I'm back with another video. We're gonna get right into answering this question, and honestly it kind of depends on a couple of different things. One, your hair type. Two, what kind of cornrows you did, whether it was cornrows with heat in your hair versus cornrows without heat in your hair. But we're gonna go into like a whole hair care kind of thing right now. So if you are growing out your hair and you're on a hair care journey, I'm very proud of you, because I didn't realize that I had nice healthy hair until I was like in the end of high school or the beginning of college. So if you're on that journey now, I'm proud of you. Awesome. It's great that you started now versus not at all. So like I said, this is gonna be kind of like overall hair care, basically for braids and cornrows. So the difference between braids and cornrows are braids and braids can be cornrows, but they're not always cornrows. These are braids, but they're not cornrows. The ones that are like back on your head like this, these are cornrows, and they're braids. All right, so let's start with preventing the frizziness. Now, what I like to do when it comes to caring for my braids and cornrows is I like to use a do-rag or a bonnet. Now, hear me, when I use, actually we just got a new bonnet, but when I use my do-rag and my bonnet, I put on the do-rag to make sure that I don't get those frizzy hairs at my roots. When I have box braids like this, these are box braids. When I have box braids like these, I do not want to get my roots frizzy. But when I have cornrows, it's the same thing. I don't want my roots frizzy, but also my braids are gonna be laid on my head. I don't want those frizzy. So the way I handle that is I take my bonnet, and this is gonna be real amateurish because I can't really see myself. I usually do this in a mirror. Oh, this do-rag does not go all the way around my big old head. Kind of do this. Oh, wait. Elbows. Actually, hold on. Let me take care of that. Okay. So when it doesn't go all the way around my head, I just come here and I tie it like right here. That's what I do for that. And this protects my roots mainly, but my hair has gotten so long, thankfully so, that it doesn't always get protected by the top of the bonnet. I kind of push everything back. So if you have a scrunchie, you put the scrunchie around this part right here so it all stays together. Other times, this would give me a little indent in my hair. Prevent that indent, I would tie this very, very loosely so that it's covering and protecting my scalp. I also throw this bonnet on like this, and then just make sure the back is included. Now, sometimes my hair still does get the crinkly indents in the back of my head because the do-rag is still tied. So what I like to do is just use the bonnet by itself, but it oftentimes doesn't keep my roots as clean as if I had the bonnet and the do-rag. This is what I do for if I don't want to do both the do-rag and the bonnet. I just throw on the bonnet. When I wake up, it's still neat, but I don't have all the crinkly dents in my hair. Also, just as a tip, when you come from the hairstylist and like your hair is like this, it's sticking out and then it falls, what helps with that is just putting on the bonnet so it keeps it all down. So yeah, a bonnet and a do-rag for longevity. But what I do when I get the dents is I soak my hair in water and it kind of gets rid of the dents. I got my hair done 2 weeks and 1 day ago. For the first week, I did the bonnet and the do-rag because I had a show, and then after that I just did the bonnet because I still wanted to look neat, but I was getting tired of the dents. Also, I believe I mentioned it earlier, but again, just to highlight, especially with my twists, when I get my twists blown out, the heat and having my hair stretched, the hairstyle always just comes out a lot neater versus if I did not have my hair blown out or stretched. It is in its more natural state, but it doesn't look as neat. But you also have to be aware that when you add heat to your hair all the time, you can get heat damage if you're not protecting your hair with heat protectants and sprays and all that. And if you're doing it by yourself, if it's not a professional doing your blowout and all that stuff, adding heat to your hair, be careful with how long you're leaving the heat on your hair because that can damage your hair also. Talking about damaging your hair, get trims. I am long overdue for a trim. And if you guys saw my hair in person, like close up, it's not great. It's not well, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So the next time I book an appointment, I'm going to do a trim. I'll probably do a trim and have them blow it out. Well, to get a trim, you usually get it blown out. I'll probably leave it blown out, is what I mean. Okay, the last tip that I have for today is moisturize your hair even when it's in its protective styles. I learned this from a hairstylist. A hairstylist had to tell me this, and I appreciate the words of wisdom. So moisturize with a moisturizing cream of some coin, and smash that like button because these are good tips. But moisturize, I'm using Camille Rose. I can't hold it out too far because my camera doesn't auto adjust. Not yet, we're not there yet, but it's okay. I will get there. Camille Rose. I definitely like Camille Rose because it smells amazing and it's a great moisturizer, recommended by a lot of hairstylists. And then you're locking in your moisture with oil. Oh man. No, Camille, come out. There we go. Since I don't have a lot, I'm just going to... Oh yeah, this feels nice. Yeah, I started with each strand, but then I realized that I'm already running out. Knock, knock. Oh, I could bust this thing open. Aha. Let's put our finger in there. Oh yeah, I could go back over the other side. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the other side. Back to the other side. I have a trim planned. Let me know if you guys, if one person says they want to see the trim process with I'm gonna have my sister-in-law do it. But we're going to lock in, this is hot. We're gonna lock in that moisture that we just put. Y'all, this Camille Rose, I wish y'all could smell this right now. We're gonna lock in that moisture with this oil. I gotta oil my parts too. Don't judge with this process. We watch and we don't judge. And all this extra oil on my hands, it's going to go on the braid itself. Now, let's say you're about 3 weeks in and your hair is starting to look like mine. What I would do is I would get a can of mousse, and I have these videos all over my TikTok. So if you're not following on my TikTok, possibly my Instagram too. If you're not following, go follow my TikTok. But you take some of this, and you spray it in your hand, and you put it on your hair. My hair isn't that bad right now, and I don't want to use too much because I'm going to use it tomorrow for an event that I'm going to. Spray it in your hand and put it on your hair. Tie it down with a do-rag and use that blow dryer, and you'll be set. All right, y'all. We successfully made it through this video. It's been 30 minutes, so I gotta cut this video down. But yeah, thanks for watching. Always remember there's greatness in you, so go out there and be great. Check out this video on screen because YouTube thinks it's the best video for you to watch.